Something really miraculous has happened within the Republican Party. Back in April, according to a poll conducted by YouGov, only 17% of Republican voters said that they would be okay with a convicted felon running for president of the United States. Only 17% just 3 months ago. Actually, really, just like 2 months ago. So, what's that number today now that they actually have a convicted felon running for president under the Republican ticket? Well, according to the latest YouGov poll taken after last week's convictions, now 58% of Republicans say, it's not so bad if we have a convicted felon on the ticket, right? I know I told you 2 months ago that I thought that was a horrible idea, but suddenly, I don't know why, but my feelings on the issue have changed. So yes, the number of Republicans who say that it's totally fine to have a convicted felon running for president has tripled in the last 2 months. Totally not surprising, right? But I will say this about these numbers. 58% saying that they're okay with having a convicted felon on the ticket. That's still not good. Like, that's still a very low number for Donald Trump, who, of course, was convicted on all 34 felony counts. If only 58% of your party says they're totally okay with it, that's bad for you, right? You need that number to be like somewhere between 80 and 90%, but you're only at 58%. Because if you even have 5 to 10% of the Republican base that says, I am not okay with this and I will not vote for it, 5 to 10% of your base will cost you the election. Because whatever happens with the base of a party, right, when they turn against their leader, guess what happens? That number is typically multiplied for moderates and independents. So if 5% of Republicans say they're not okay with it, you likely have another 30% of moderates and independents who say that it's totally a deal breaker. So this poll, believe it or not, is actually not good news for Donald Trump. It shows that he still has a very long way to go to get that Republican base behind him. It is not cohesively behind him right now. And I know that seems weird because we see the politicians, we see everybody, the big names of the Republican Party coming out and defending him, attacking the judges, attacking the prosecutors for him. And it gives the illusion that the Republican Party is united behind Donald Trump and thinking these convictions are a total farce. But when you get out there to the actual voters, the people who are actually going to decide the election, they don't like it. They're not okay with it. They're not, by the way, buying into Donald Trump's claims that this was a political prosecution. Sure, a majority of Republican voters do believe that. And as this poll shows, majority of Republican voters are okay with a convicted felon. But a majority is not 100%. These majorities are 58% saying it's okay for a felon to be there, 65% saying yes, it was politically motivated. You have a large chunk of the Republican Party that does not believe the lies that this was politically motivated. They do not believe that it's okay to have a felon running for president. And about half or a third of them, say that, man, we wish we had a different candidate. We really screwed the pooch on this one. So yeah. On the surface, this number may look good for Donald Trump, but once you start to really pick it apart, it's actually just more bad news, just like every other poll that's been conducted since he got those convictions last week. Hey everybody, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we are closing in on a pretty major milestone here at Fair and Balanced as we approach 500,000 subscribers. But we're not there yet, and we definitely need your support. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, like and comment on the videos and share them as widely as possible.